If you're running a WooCommerce store and you've noticed your site is slowing down, crashing, or just feeling clunky, I've got a question for you. How many plugins are you using? Now, I get it. WooCommerce plugins are like candy in a candy store. You see one promising to boost sales, automate tasks, and add that shiny feature, and it's hard to resist. But here's the thing. Too many plugins could be the one thing silently sabotaging your business. And trust me, I've been there. I worked with many store owners who thought adding one more plugin was the solution, only to end up with a bloated, slow, and sometimes even broken website. Today, I will show you why this is a problem, how to fix it, and I will even show you an example of an overkill setup that is making this store break daily. There are three main reasons why store owners or developers install a lot of plugins. You see a plugin that promises to increase conversions by 50%, and boom, installed. There's another one that says it will automate your email campaign, and that's added too. Before you know it, you're drowning in plugins, many of which you don't even use. A lot of inexperienced developers rely on plugins as a crutch. Instead of solving the root problem, they install a plugin as a band-aid. It might work for now, but long term, it's like trying to build a house with duct tape. It's not sustainable. You start connecting tools like your email marketing platforms, your CRM, your shipping provider, and next thing you know, you've got a plugin for everything. The problem is the more integrations you have, the higher the chance of plugin conflicts. Okay, so what's the big deal? Why are plugins such a problem? Let me break it down. Every plugin you add is like extra load your website has to carry. It increases your page load time. Slower websites means fewer sales. In fact, studies show that even a 1 second delay in load time can result in a 7% drop in conversions. Plugins are one of the most common way hackers get into WordPress sites. Each plugin, it's a potential vulnerability, especially if it's not maintained or built well. More plugins means more updates, more chances of something breaking, and higher maintenance costs. I've seen store owners spend thousands of dollars fixing issues caused by poorly coded or outdated plugins. Let's look at this site, for example. It has 74 active plugins and it has 83 plugins in total. Some of them are deactivated because they are not used. So if we take a look at this list, I know for a fact that some of them are not even used or are duplicates. For example, the affiliate, all this affiliate stuff is handled elsewhere and can be actually removed. Also, this AI Power Complete AI Pack powered by ChatGPT is just a distraction. It's just a shiny object because it was used in the past and not currently. This one, only one WP migration. It's not used, never been used, or used fairly lightly. The auto ship stuff also can be removed because shipping is done through a different provider on this specific website. Better search and replace. Again, it's a tool that you use once. You don't have to keep it around. The bit file manager, you have FTP or SFTP or SSH for that. You don't really need it. Cloudflare, it's not doing anything for this website because the DNS is handled by their hosting provider and not by Cloudflare, and the performance or caching is done by WP Rocket. Disable admin notification individually. Again, like, it can be a feature, but it's not really something that you need. Duplicate post is something useful, but this website in particular doesn't create that much products or posts to justify having this one. Elementor and Elementor Pro, it's good because the website is built with Elementor. Facebook for WooCommerce and Google for WooCommerce are useful. Every gravity form here is not used because this website doesn't use gravity forms at all. So those are not relevant. The GTM for WP should not be here because you can easily integrate it in the functions.php. Health check and troubleshooting. Again, this is just something that you think you need, but you kind of don't need it because it adds load to the website by checking it every couple of seconds. Icon element is something that it's not used at all and should not be used. You have Elementor where you can add custom icons. All of those jet engine stuff, everything here should not be here. They are adding a lot of weight to the website. Most of the things that jet engine adds can be replicated with Elementor and a couple of lines of code. And the weight that those plugins add to the website is not worth it. Link Whisperer can be a useful tool if you do a lot of content, which this website is not doing. Mass ping tool, again, it's something that you don't need. Google will index your website regardless if you have this tool or not. Metapixel for WordPress, again, it's useless because your pixels and every single tracking tool should be added in your GTM and you'll have it all centralized and you just need one piece of code. And if you want to make it even more faster, you can use tools like Cloudflare, Zeraz, which proxies those pixels. Payment plugins for PayPal, WooCommerce. Again, this is useless because the website already has the PayPal payment integration. Product Catalog Feed Pro by Pixel Your Site. Again, this can be easily be done by the platforms. Really Simple SSL and Really Simple SSL Pro should not be there either because the SSL should be handled by the hosting provider, not by your website. So if you don't have an SSL certificate already installed, those are useless. Redirection. This is another one that it's a duplicate because RankMath SEO Pro already provides redirections. Sales report email. Again, this is nice to have, but you can also set up an automation either through Zapier or another automation tool like N8N to send you this email so the load is not handled by your website, it's handled by a different tool. Pilot reviews. This should not be here because the way that you integrate Trustpilot is with their widget that you can get through Trustpilot and not through a plugin. Uncanny Automator Pro. Again, those two plugins should not exist here because if you want to automate something, don't use your website to automate it. Use a separate tool. Updraft, Backup, and Restore. It's useless because this website already has two different backup tools. One from the hosting provider and the other one is Manage WP, which stores the backups outside of your website. WooCommerce dynamic pricing and discounts should not be here because it's not used for this website. WooCommerce Zapier, again, a useless integration because you should use WordPress REST API to connect directly to Zapier, not a plugin for this. WooPayments, again, a useless plugin because this website doesn't use WooPayments, it uses Stripe. WP activity log can be useful, but also adds a lot on your database, which in time will slow down your website. WP all-in-one import, both of them should not be here because there is nothing to import on this website. WPC compose products for WooCommerce. Again, a plugin that can easily be replaced by a couple of lines of code. WP Code Light, you should never have a code snippet on your WordPress website. You should use FTP or SFTP to add code snippets, either in your functions.php or if you have a plugin that stores all the custom functions, that it's a good practice too. Yay Mail, WooCommerce email customizer. Again, this can be replaced by using the WooCommerce email templates. It's a bit more work, but it doesn't have unnecessary stuff. Those two, the dynamic pricing and the questions. As you already see, this website already has a dynamic pricing plugin, which is not currently used, and it's a duplicate function. And the questions and answers, again, it can be useful if you really care about the feedback, but I think this should be done through a survey, done through your email automation tool, not through your website. They can probably reduce the number of plugins to 10, to be honest, or probably lower than that, but they have to work hard to just remove all this unnecessary stuff that it's needed here. And now let's look at some tips on how we can fix this mess. So how do you clean up the mess and make your WooCommerce store lean? Here's what I recommend. Go through your list of plugins and ask yourself, do I really need this? If the answer isn't a clear yes, just remove it. Invest in well-coded plugins that can handle multiple tasks. Most stores use some sort of premium page builder like Elementor, Cadence, or Divi. Use what the default plugin offers and don't use add-ons. Work with developers who prioritize sustainable solutions. Instead of relying on plugins for every problem, consider custom coding for specific features. It's often more reliable and tailored to your needs. Use tools like Query Monitor to see if any plugins are slowing down your site. If a plugin is causing performance issues, it's time to let it go.